Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer. I would say, based on this map, that things are going pretty okay. The border princes are maybe going to be an issue across the channel here, across the Black Gulf. Is that what this is? The Black Gulf. Of course, we have a whole other problem waiting. Once we've dealt with the greenskins and the dwarves, there's still the small matter of the entire Empire of Man, right? Like, where are we at on our objectives here? Once the greenskins are out, we're done with this. Obviously, we have a lot of map to cover still. We're working on the dwarf thing. That's going to be a project. And yeah, still the Empire, still 12,000 gold worth of rating. What are my chapter objectives right now? Just keep going. The chapter objectives seem to be basically always just keep going. Alright, well, shall we? So, how is this going exactly? What's our... I know we're building up siege weapons. Actually, we've built them up quite well. So let's apply our banners. For some reason, I don't have all of my banners on. Now, I'm not 100% sure how many of our bonuses apply to the Savage Orc Biggins. We have so many bonuses that are Savage Orc specific. I guess this isn't even that army. That's right, we're Zags down south. In that case, yeah, I guess let's give charge bonus to you. You're big and relatively healthy and high level. And what is this? +4 leadership. Who would it be really a bummer if they were to rout? Honestly, it doesn't even really... None of these units are tremendously more important than any other. I guess it's technically most dangerous for the cavalry units to be... what I mean to say is, it's most dangerous for the cavalry units in that they're most likely to lose leadership because first of all they're going to tend to be out of the leader's leadership aura, and also they may get surrounded and stuff doing flanks. But it looks like we can just auto-resolve this. Thorgrim Grudgebearer plus about 1 billion dwarves looks like it's going to lose pretty badly. Pyrrhic victory, 341 losses. Maybe I should have done that manually. I don't know. Wow, I mean, obviously we're occupying it, but I can't turn down 10,000 gold, I don't think. Even if it is going to hurt the structure. Hell yeah, more money from looting. Plus 10 armor piercing damage. Okay, that'll go to standard. That's pretty good. My feeling is that we want to put that into play on this army. So, he actually has a slot open. I don't know why I didn't just give it to him immediately. And let's get... When can he get his Wyvern? Rank 15. So he's not actually that far. All those cavalry bonuses. Oh, I should have given the charge bonus to one of the cavalry units. Can I still do that? I think I can reassign it at the beginning of next mission. Or at the beginning of our next battle. Okay, so it looks like we damaged the diamond mine, or the gem mine, so badly that it no longer exists. It's not totally ideal. Growth in the region is pretty small, and we're going to have to get a lot of growth to build this up to what it should be, so I think I'm going to go for a growth building in this second slot. Right? Obedience is also going to be an issue. And you need to stop raiding. That's certainly going to help a little bit. Alright. The garrison here is fairly serious, and this place does have walls. So we'll go ahead and put together a ram and a tower. I can't imagine we're going to have too much of a problem taking this down. And the dwarves, sadly, are not anywhere near eliminated. I'm sure they have a ton of territory to the north. In fact, we can see all the blue on the map is dwarfs, so... But I think this is important to them. This is a place that has great significance. Okay, we have so much money now. Alright, what should we upgrade? What should we build? This is a main settlement, so I don't think we actually have a boar sty yet. That would give us access to boar chariots. We have a wolf pen in the region, but it can't get up to the Arachnarok spider level, so maybe I should just delete this from Iron Rock and build it here instead. I sure would like to be able to recruit giant spiders. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna demolish that. I'll make one of these. Growth in this region is actually pretty good, so I don't think we need to worry about that. We're having some obedience problems right now. Yeah, okay. Let's keep spending our money. Hold on. We have just the 3 armies, right? Shirks with the big army here. Krugga Blackbog leading the cavalry troops, and then of course Warzag down here cleaning up the Valaya Sara, which we for some reason did not clear on our first opportunity to do so. I think Carrick 8 Peaks is like significant in some way, right? It's somebody's capital or something. Should definitely keep upgrading these. I think I'm gonna save up our population surplus for pushing the settlement of 8 Peaks up. Overall, though, I think the war is going like really, really well. Who's nearby? Let's have a look at our map. So we really only have to worry about the border princes right now, in addition to the forces we're currently dealing with. Carrick Hearn, apparently there's dwarves over here. They're hostile, as one might expect. This is probably a dwarfy area. The vaults. That sounds like a dwarfy area. And then I'm assuming human stuff has to be over here, right? Reichland. Okay, I know Reichland. Reichland is definitely human lands. So I guess in order to win, the human empire has to be destroyed. But do I have to do it? It says destroy, but I bet it just means get them destroyed. I wonder. Oops. I wonder whether they're likely to like lose the fight to chaos, or basically I'm completely blind over in that part of the world. I have no idea what they're doing. Madcap mushrooms. Interesting. So you can cast it on himself, and there's a relatively high base miscast chance, but it recharges his abilities really quickly. Well, I think he has more important things to do, like be better at coming back from being wounded. Alright, now let's move forward. I really would like to recruit some giant spiders. It's gotta be powerful. The Greenskins have a wog, and I think we saw it at Mount Squighorn. A hostile hero attempted to bust up Karazakarak. We do not need your money, terrifying stranger. We will refuse him and cleanse our lands of corruption. I could try to assassinate this guy, right? The only way you can deal with a loose hero is to assassinate them, I think. It doesn't seem like we can attack him or anything. So we could pop Slide the Lorekeeper out. How good is he at killing people? I mean, he has a bunch of stuff. Yeah, let's see if we can do it.
This way.
42%, that's not that bad. And the chance of him actually being wounded is only 4%? Yeah, sure, go for it. Yeah. Worth a try. Alright, this should make this pretty easy. The Greenskin Siege Tower might lead to a lot fewer casualties, but let's just get this over with, shall we? Alright, we only lost 87. That's not too bad. Loot and occupied. The province is already pretty hit. It might be better for us to sack it and then occupy it. I'm not really sure. If we plunder it, I think that damages the buildings a lot more, though. Let's just take a normal occupy. I'm really concerned about starting another rebellion, obviously. We've been having some problems with rebellions. Okay, he's almost able to ride a giant wolf. So this is a Goblin Great Shaman. We want him to... Do we want him to lower our upkeep costs? No. We want Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike was really valuable before. That's right. That's right. I had a plan. Okay, so we're at actually only minus 10 obedience right now, and that'll fall off next turn because of the conquest. We do have a lot of obedience coming from the armies, though. In fact, all of this region's obedience is coming from the armies. We should probably build a boss tent somewhere. So the third level allows you to have another Goblin Big Boss. I'm like debating whether I want to build this in Karazakarak, but I don't think I need to. Let's build a boss's tent and another growth building. Really push growth in the region. And then is there anything else that I want to build here, or should I just... I would like to be able to recruit Savage Orcs in the local recruitment pool this far north. So let's go ahead and put up one of those. Alright, so if we can take Mount Squighorn, and we can see this now, right? We have actual vision of this, and I don't see any of the armies that used to be here. However, that doesn't mean they're not here. There could be ambushes. I'm sure there's all kinds of crazy stuff that could be happening. Alright, let's just keep pushing really hard on all of the upgrade buildings. Or all of the income buildings. We're making a hell of a lot of money right now, and I'd like it to stay that way. Alright. This ought to be about the easiest at victory ever. Yep. Alright, look at that, man. We're doing it. 19 lost. Just occupy. I don't want to cause too much instability in a region that we own. Alright, we have some stuff going on here already.
Let's take what should be ours.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I should, well, we could go for the income extortion rate. I don't think we really need the growth too badly. We have plus 110. And our obedience is in a fine place. Yeah, let's just get rich. Alright, so we have enough money on hand that we definitely could afford to field field another army, which is to say a fourth army. But I think what we might be better off doing is just refitting our existing armies with some fancier units. Dwarves are going to try some stuff on me again, and then I'm going to try to assassinate him again. Oh, he did it. He assaulted our settlement. What exactly... Oh, hey, we started a new wall. Nice. Alright, this one is going to falter eventually if we don't get... I think I'm going to send Warzog up here, up toward Akendorf. I know that Akendorf isn't currently an enemy, but there are enemies beyond it. And the new wog that we just spawned should definitely be targeted to the north. I wish I had a good idea toward where. Here, try that. That might work. I'm having a hard time selecting my hero here. No, this guy. There we go. Get him. Yes! We assassinated Uldor Oathkeeper and escaped unscathed. Excellent. Apparently that was worth quite a lot of XP. He is all set. So I guess at this point we just make him... We don't even actually have a line for making him directly a better fighter. All we can do is give him some spell casting, but that's not a bad idea. Alright, we had two big armies. Let's Let's finish this off.
Last and good. Time to fight. You'll go fix them.
I think there's no particular reason to separate them at this point. Let's just keep traveling together so that we can get
This is gonna be scary.
we can get bigger, less dangerous victories. Definitely do not mess with the region because at this point, okay, we have another idol carver available. There are a lot of little things to manage in this game, and I am so enables lightning strike battles seems pretty good, but I didn't really find the reinforcement range to be too relevant. Maybe I should take something else. I don't know that corruption's really going to be... Well, there's vampires up north somewhere, right? Maybe getting a few levels in this is actually a good idea. We have enough money that this doesn't seem like a big deal to me. And I want to get to +2 fighting in foreign territory. I think that's really good. Yeah, let's take this. And I guess there's always the possibility of us getting totally backstabbed by an army of beastmen out of nowhere. That is a thing that can happen.
I'll crush them all.
Alright. The fightiness of his army is pushing up as well. I don't know if we need to... He might need to lead the battle instead of be reinforcements to really get value. And I think we're both good. We're sending both of them through the underway under these mountains next turn. And Wurzag... Okay, I already moved Wurzag. Growth. Yeah, this region needs a lot of growth. Well, okay, I think that we have basically taken over our starting era, finally. It's, what is it, turn 120 something? And we have finally actually managed to push everybody out of our little starting pocket of the world. Ooh. An earthquake in Death Gorge. -5 obedience per turn for 3 turns. Show me, which region is that? Oh, this region's been under control for some time, but maybe we should put some effort into upgrading the public order buildings. In fact, I'm going to build a boss tent here. No, I'm not. I don't have the money for that. Never mind. I gotta remember to do that next turn, though.
Wurzag, the great green prophet. I'm leaving.
Okay, so there really doesn't seem to be a lot of fight left in the Greenskins. Maybe I'm misreading, but it sure doesn't seem like they have a lot left. Alright, so we'll travel under the mountain.
Now they'll see.
These guys might be too far. Nope, never mind. I was gonna say they might be too far from the mountains to start digging very effectively, but nope. So we'll send these guys around to Grom Peak. We'll head up to Mount Gunbad. I don't know exactly how far north the Greenskin Empire extends. I guess it's further than I would have thought. I don't really want to go to war with Akendorf. I'd like to keep our number of active enemy war parties to a minimum. Alright, we're working toward massive choppas, obviously, because it's fantastic. Unfortunately, this intermediate tech doesn't really do anything for us. Alright, what do we got here? Grimgore Ironhide and the Orc Lich guy. Yeah, those are some serious armies. This is your target. Kill him if you can. I'm assuming we'll move faster by marching at this point since we're in the open. No, marching over the snow must really suck. Well, I think I probably want to be pretty far forward. I'm a little worried about being in the underway stance. So, nearby hostile armies may intercept. Should the army be intercepted, retreat will be impossible. Okay, so being stopped while in the stance isn't actually, like, dangerous.
I'll get there.
Alright, we definitely want to, like I said, get Death Gorge's public order issues under control. Right, you're upgrading. You could be upgraded. It scrolls really slowly. Alright, I know we needed this to be upgraded for some quest. I don't remember what at this point. I don't actually have a boss... Oh no, I do have a boss 10. I have a pretty good boss 10. How are we not bringing this down? Trending towards 7.7. Well... I guess when this event ends, maybe it'll get a little, better. Alright, how close is Warzag's army to actually losing the Wa? Oh, he's got another army coming in. Okay. I mean, we must be closing up on the end of his territory, right? The Wa army was slightly defeated and then destroyed. And we did this. Move any character to Eckendorf. Okay, I will do that. I will, in fact, move a character to Eckendorf. In fact, we'll do that this turn. So I'm assuming that these guys will hate it if we move over their territory. They also hate it when we kill dwarves. We're going to have to kill them eventually. Are they technically... They're not actually the Empire, right? So theoretically, we could let them live and still win. Well, let's see how much exception exactly they take to us moving through their territory. Hey, look, I did it. Well, I guess there's quest text. If Warzag's army had marched straight through the pass instead of halting in the border princes for Mork knows how long while he had a long trance, then who knows what state the Southern Empire would be in now. As it is, the time spent loitering allowed the Empire to not only get wind of the oncoming attack, but to prepare a defensive force and trap the Greenskins in Blackfire Pass, as they have done countless times throughout history. I'm assuming Blackfire Pass is that mountain pass that we're just south of. Warzag is unperturbed, even when his spies inform him that a vanguard of the Empire's heroes, fresh from questing in a nearby dungeon, have sworn to bring the savage orc shaman's head directly to Karl Franz, that's the Emperor. Warzag smiles his most crooked grin. These are the gifts from his vision all that time ago. Once they are dead, his staff of bone will be imbued with Mork's breath. He knows this. He has already seen it. So, the Bonewood staff does what exactly? Plus melee attack, plus magic resistance, plus income from looting. It has a map-wide buff that increases charge and melee attack. That's a pretty good item. So yeah, it is in fact that pass. We can see the enemy forces, right? An Arch-Lector, a Witch Hunter, a Bright Wizard, another Witch Hunter, a Celestial Wizard. I don't know what the difference between all types of wizards is, but I know that Bright Wizard means Fire Wizard. And then you got some Greatsword dudes who are anti-infantry with armor piercing. Well, that doesn't really matter. Some Halberd dudes, and it's just like some normal guys. Oh, dudes with guns. That's pretty cool. Handgun, by the way, means rifle. Well, the bar here really thinks we'll get owned. This doesn't look that scary. I guess the characters make it really dangerous. Well, we can bring another army over here and probably use them as reinforcements. Like I'm saying, we might need to, get another army running. We have the money too, so... It's nice to be able to use all this money on infrastructure, though, for a while. So we need 1 turn plus another point of population surplus on top of that to get this upgraded. That's a lot of extra income. We don't really need to push it, I don't think, with the with the obedience here. Things are trending upward pretty quickly. Does Barak Var need defenses? You know what? Maybe. It might be a good idea. Let's get some ditches going. Alright. So we might be able to get the Wog army into a spot where it can be used as reinforcements here. Or reinforcements. Hadra Redmane. Is this one I don't think I've seen Hadra Redmane before. Just a normal lord. We've definitely seen the Grumbling Guard before. I guess, is there no way to kill the purple units permanently? Do they always regroup later? Because I'd really like to kill them permanently. I'd like to do that immediately. So what do we have? We have 3 armies here. Grimgor Ironhide, a Wog, and outside the Slaughterer. To our 2 armies. Maybe we need to fall back. Alright, if I was going to put together another army, what choices of lords do I have right now? Orc Warboss, Goblin Great Shaman. Oh, that's right, it's new hero types do you unlock, not new lords. So we could get a new Warboss, probably. And we have Gorfang available, right? He has some levels already. Yeah, alright. I think we're going to end up needing another army. Alright, so let's garrison up. We can use the global pool and get some of the good troops. We still don't have access to... what? We need a... We still don't have access to Black Orcs. Is there anything that we're missing because of technological issues? We should have access to Giants now. Right? They didn't have access to Giants, though. Are Giants something you can only get from the local pool in that area? Oh, no, here we go. There's a scroll wheel. Okay, so it costs 3,000 gold to recruit a Giant. Okay, we do have Black Orcs. Trolls. Trolls have poor leadership, but regen and armor piercing. I mean, I want a Giant. I want a Giant really badly. What's the upkeep cost on a Giant? 384. It's not so bad. Alright, let's it'd be a lot cheaper to recruit if we had more stuff local. We definitely want to push Karazakarak up, which means we can't spend population on other stuff. We actually still need like a huge amount of gold. Alright, so I think we had to fall back. I think we're going to lose if we fight these guys in this pass right now. If we can wait out their... I can't see they're fighting this, can I? No. If we can wait out their Wog, we'll stand a chance.
Don't push me.
Let's back it up for right now. We don't have to worry about the fightiness of our units too much. There's a lot of screaming going on. Alright. So if our Wog gets close enough, I might try this battle. It looks like they're not... yeah, they're not close enough to serve as reinforcements. I don't know if it would even let us bring them in, but... Alright, so he's 6410.
I'll crush them all.
We can grab some Savage Orcs out of the local pool. I would love to wait until this is upgraded, but that's not really feasible. Alright, that's going to be a lot of extra income. This army might have to wait a little while. They did not pursue us, interestingly. Let's
get moving.
Okay, they're still right there. They're just not pursuing us. Oh, I wasn't able to turn around. Okay, moving through the underground uses up all your movement, even if you don't move the full distance you can. So let's move the armies closer together so at least we can pull reinforcements. Maybe it'll make the greenskins a little bit less likely to attack us. I want to see where the Wa army ends up at the end of this turn before I decide what I'm doing with Wurzhag. Ah. They made it all the way through the pass. Get King Stunty. The dwarf boss, king of the Stunties, is close. Kill Thorgrim Grudgebearer to get a totally fine, but maybe not that exciting weapon. Man. I don't actually see... Wait a second. Okay, so there's like golden stuff around this settlement picture, but not around this one. And it's right here around Karag Dromar, but it's not around like any of the other... Does that mean it's like their capital, their current capital? If this is their capital, it might actually be the last dwarf city. Right, I don't see any blue north of it. Oh, it has dwarf beer. Dwarf beer is a resource, a naturally occurring resource. Maybe there's just a very fancy brewery that's been built there. Okay, well... I mean, is this accurate? Is this even actually... Well, it does say reinforcements expected. Maybe that's the big problem, is that there's a lot more coming. 1,500 experience. What does that actually mean? Okay, that would be most of a level.
The nation calls.
Okay, for a second I thought this was the quest army, but no, I guess Empire forces do this. They just run around with like a huge number of wizards. Adolphus the Astute. Huh. They don't like that we're trespassing, but I don't care what they like. So we gotta figure this out. I think I can't do this yet. Maybe screw this? Maybe we just go back and assist with the clearing of this stuff. Man, they actually do have a lot of land in the north. And this all looks like it's settleable. Who knows how much stuff is up here. I'm kinda hoping that the Wog army will die. It's not actually a very impressive one. They don't have a lot of the fancy units. There's no giants or anything. So if I come up out of the underground and just walk places, wow, I can get almost nowhere. I just want to be able to poke my head out a little bit. Oh yeah, my hero, right. I totally forgot about this guy. He's supposed to be with them. Alright, so let's push this up. I really want to get this under control. Why are we getting plus chaos corruption? Oh, right, there's an event on. Well, that'll turn around on its own. So in 3 turns I'll be able to start construction on that, and then we'll be able to recruit Biggins locally in that province. That's a big deal. How's Barakvar's recruiting tools? We should do the same thing here. I want to make sure that we can recruit on what is apparently going to be the front for quite some time. So do I want to turn everything around? I'd really like to stop fighting the dwarves for a little while. I don't suppose I can make that, like... Nope. Well, I don't really want to fight him. My experience of fighting Thorgrim has been crummy. We could start raiding. We could just raid the border princes until they declare on us. But as soon as the border princes declare on us, I have to defend this whole line. So maybe I should stop intentionally upsetting them. Why don't I do that? Let's back off. Okay, I'm going to run to here for now. And then we can maybe, like, underway over to here on future turns. Alright, you guys gotta I'd love to wait for my goblin to catch up. He's part of Krugga's army. Yeah, I'm gonna fall back to here. Merge up with him. And you're actually in their region, right? Yeah, so I guess let's just go into raiding mode for a little while.
Magic is real.
The global recruitment pool is not currently in use. So we may as well put some more stuff into this army. And Black Orcs are really time intensive to recruit. Are they really that much better than Biggins? They have, what, 34 attack, 42 weapon strength. They have 110 armor and more health. They don't have that natural physical resistance. How much resistance is it, actually? 30%? I have no idea, like, what armor actually does. What does 30 armor mean? Does 30 armor mean 30% resistance, or, you know? I wish the numbers were a little clearer. 35% of all small arms missile fire from the front. That's pretty good. Alright, well, we need to throw 3 units into this army, and I think they should be... We have lots of archers already, so it should be some melee troops. It wouldn't be terrible to have a rock lobber. Yeah, they're just sort of milling around. If they want to stand still until their wog dissipates, I would be, like, really okay with that. Oh, they're laying an ambush at Mount Gunbad. Well, I'm not falling for that. My units are too good at their jobs, and they know. We know what you're up to. Alright, we'll just move to where we can move to.
I is invincibles. Go in.
Alright, let's do some damage. So I think that the best way to approach this with their forces all massed up here is going to be to split things up. So I'm going to send Wurzag under the underway next turn to here. Alright, that adds some trolls to the garrison. That's a fairly serious building. Yeah, I'm making a lot of money per turn, but we're also just, we're spending so much. Yep, so they are laying an ambush over here. They were not sneaky about that. I know that we could step into our territory and do local recruitment, but I'm way more. I'm not doing this because I want to recruit units. I'm doing this because I want to raid. We gotta get that raiding money, and it's gonna take quite a while for us to build up another 10,000 value worth.
No happening.
His Wa army is actually not even very good.
Great profit.
Alright, so if we go through the underway... Really, we can't... Going through the underway doesn't actually let us get all the way over here. That being the case, I guess we just, like, at some point along this run, we'll be able to underway over to near Grom Peak, I'm sure. Alright, we have an army ready to muster. How long is it going to be before... Okay, one turn until that's done, and then... So how much non-local recruiting do I want to do? The giant would be a pain to get through local recruiting, right? Because I'd have to walk over to... Actually, it's not that far. Maybe the best thing to do would be to move this guy right now. Yeah, let's do that. I want to get him over to here. He's going to have to play dwarf defense, which may be how he got wounded in the first place. I don't really remember. So I'm kind of hoping that this Wa army will die off. Well, he moved. Can you move while you're in ambush stance? I think you might be able to, just not very much. Yeah, they're still laying ambushes.
Nasty
Well, we have great vision of them.
Cork and Morcock coming. I'll use me spells.
Alright, I can move to here.
I'll crack 'em all.
So I guess... I wish I had any indication of their fightiness. Aztec's army doesn't seem that great. These guys seem pretty okay. He does have 3 units of black orcs.
This is my
Let's try to figure out what is the best approach here. How feasible is it for me to wait? I think I'm going to try to wait until I get Wurzag over here before I advance the other armies. Try to take advantage of their forces being distracted. So I guess Duck Haraz needs to go up a level, because we want to upgrade this. And then we don't need to upgrade the boss tent anymore. And here we're still waiting for population surplus. I have 11,000 in the bank. I'm trying to figure out exactly what to spend it on. Okay, well that should definitely be upgraded. Let's keep bringing in the money. Osgal. I think we're waiting to upgrade this here. It's going to be a little while. Misty Mountain is in... Okay, that's the same region. Definitely want to get Karak 8 Peaks up. We don't have a unique building chain for this being... Oh no, there's something... Okay. Does Karak 8 Peaks have a... Nope, it's not related to the special resource, because the special resource is pastures. Oh no, I guess that must be what this is. Okay, well we definitely want to build that. Well, here's a single greenskin hero running from Karag Dromar for some reason. I don't know why he was even over there. Raid the following region. Wow, that is a faraway region. It has a very dwarfy name. Well, I didn't get the notification this turn about the ambush. Man, is this all unpathable? Is that what's going on? Do I actually have to go through Mount Gunbad to get anywhere? It's got walls, but it doesn't have a tremendous number of units. Also, we're having some issues with fightiness that need to get corrected here. Alright, I guess we're just advancing all 3 of these armies together.
Anything you say. On it.
Start the war.
It's going to be one hell of a battle.
Now's the time.
Alright, with 3 turns before we can start the upgrade on this. Still quite a few turns before we can upgrade that. Karak 8 Peaks needs 3 more turns. Should definitely keep upgrading all of the income structures. Alright. We moved close enough that I think they could initiate on us if they want. But it looks like they didn't. I think we just went past their turn. Yeah, in fact, they're in raiding mode. Gods are angry. I don't really want obedience -3. We don't need obedience +4, but I don't really want -3. The treasury is not an issue. Yeah, let's just make some tribute to the gods, whatever. Alright, so I only see 2 of them. This is like a... This army has some really big guys in it. A shaman that I'm assuming is... Oh, he's level 5. It's not that high. And a lot of ranged units. Like, it's a pretty good army. It's so hard to move above ground here. If I were to put you into normal movement mode, no, you wouldn't even be able to reach them. They'd put you all into raiding mode. Just raid the crap out of this place and make them come to us.
What you want?
That's right.
Because we do have a couple of armies that aren't at full strength. And they can recruit some pretty good units at this point.
Let's do it.
That's it. Massive raiding camp.
It comes.
Alright. I'm doing it. I'm recruiting a giant. 6 turns of standing here and raiding. We're getting a giant for both of these armies. And if they don't like it, they can come and get us. I don't like this, but I also don't really want to send somebody back to deal with him. And I don't want to hire a new hero for that purpose, because the new hero would not be good at their job. I'm assuming that I can't, that I won't be able to rehire, what was it, Sour? Because I think he actually died. Ugh. Oh, right, we have the Big Boss building upgraded. I was going to say, ugh, is that somebody we had before? Because he's level 5. But right, we have the buildings upgraded, so we recruit heroes at level 5 now. We don't have an Orc Shaman on the payroll, right? Why don't we get one? He can travel with the army over here. So he's got the same magic that, okay, yeah, he's got access to the same magics that Warzag has. Well, that's great, actually, because I would really love to have another guy who can do Foot of Gork. Foot of Gork is fantastic. Okay. Still just waiting on a lot of upgrades.
Gork, send me to battle.
Alright, Vindictive Glare, more spell casting, more aggressive spells. We need to add a couple more units to these armies. So we have, like, all the time in the world. Basically, if I want to recruit anything other than Black Orcs, it won't even mean extra time. Like, we could throw trolls in the army as well. A unit of trolls. 2 units of trolls if I wanted. Why don't we do a unit of trolls and another Savage Orc Boar Boy? Or, sorry, let's do the big ones, right? Yeah, this is a pretty scary army. Unfortunately, we don't have enough recruitment, global recruitment slots to fill up Shriek's army, but, it'll do. Alright, I'm just looking around, making sure that we don't have any... Making sure I'm not missing anything. So this turn, Karak 8 Peaks will be able to start building its beast upgrades. And we've intercepted the Wong army coming through the underground. Who wants armor-piercing damage? It's not super relevant against these guys, but against the Black Orcs, it's going to be a big deal. So I guess we want to give it to whoever's going to be standing in... I'm going to move this, like I said, I'm going to move this charge standard onto one of the cavalry units. I guess you. And the most experienced of you get this thing for fighting bad guys. I don't think that we need to manually resolve this. We're in raiding mode. We have time to recover from casualties. So we could get a big leadership bonus. I'm not gonna ransom captives. Actually, let's eat them. 15's a fair amount. Look at the amount of healing that is. Hell yeah, delicious captives. And that started a war for us. That seems pretty good. So we could do nothing, or we could pay 1,500 money for a big leadership boost. I think that's really well timed. Ooh, and that's not bad. So let's, real quick. Actually, that's not that well timed. We're sitting still for a couple of turns. I do want to finish the recruits. Alright. 10% charge bonus plus 12 melee attack for cavalry units. His army is terrifying. We have all this money. Unfortunately, the global recruit pool is a little bit full. What is this guy's army going to be about? To be perfectly honest, his army is probably going to be pretty elite. Now that we have access to the good elite units. So I don't actually know. That doesn't help me at all. Maybe I should just make him a better fighter. No, let's pick up map movement stuff. Movement, raiding and looting, you know, that stuff. Barkvar is still pretty far off of the population surplus it needs. Carrick 8 Peaks can finally build beast layers. Is there anything else that I'd like to do here? We don't need to build any of this stuff. We have all this stuff under control, right? And I think we only need one copy for the entire empire. I guess just income. I know it doesn't feel like we need a lot more income, but I don't have anything else to build. Alright, so do we actually want to send this guy? Yeah. Let's send him to Mount Gunbad, see what happens. If there's an enemy ambush, then at least we'll find out. Obedience is good. We can still use extra growth. Let's spend some money on improving growth in this region. I swear to you, we will recruit actual units for your army. Actually, we should get him some archers and stuff. We're definitely going to want some ranged units. Okay, well, they did have a big army at Mount Gunbad still. And now our Wog army is, yep. So that was pretty harsh. We lost our Wog army right away. This is generating XP for everybody, though. Wait, where's this? What army is this arrow attached to? Is that not what I clicked on? No, it is not what I clicked on. Okay, so we've got all this stuff. It's got Arcane Conduit. We're upgrading, that's right, we're upgrading this. Yeah, sure, we'll increase his aura size, and then we'll be able to pick up Stand Your Ground. Hopefully, we can finally make our units stop routing at the drop of a hat. Wouldn't that be nice? Alright, 3 more turns. 3 more turns until the climactic battle, and then it's going to turn out that, in fact, it wasn't a climactic battle at all, and that they have 10,000 more settlements to the north. Are you... Oh. Army has low fightiness. Right. I guess you could go raiding? To imagine we're going to get pushed out pretty quickly.
This is my land. Let's do this.
Alright, that'll stop that. Plus it'll help feed into our raiding pool, which we desperately need. I keep feeling like there was something that I intended to do that I'm not doing, but I can't think of what it would be. Alright, we got our tech finished. So all of our units have bigger weapons, and as we all know, bigger weapons means better weapons. The Bray herds come. Oh man. Okay, they come up north. If we kill Azeg the Slaughter, we'll get that guy that we have 12 copies of. That's cool. Oh no, that's right. We don't have massive. That was the. We were researching the prerequisite. Well, bummer. And we're leveling up very quickly from all this raiding. Do I want to go? No. I think I was right. 2 more turns, and you... We have some slots in the... No, we don't. I thought some of our global recruiting was going to be done... Oh, it was only going to be done 1 turn early. Alright, well, we could pull him back to do local recruiting. He's gained a little bit of fightiness now. Oh, boys in Shirk's army are ready to unleash a war. Well...
Night Gobbo War Boss.
It's not a bad one. The mountain takes its toll.
Never.
Gobbo War Boss.
We seem to be having a really hard time actually breaking this this army down. Although it does, I think it had more units before. Maybe the Wog armies are taking some toll. They have one of those sweet giant spiders. They have a lot of trolls and giants and stuff. It's a pretty good army. Okay, now we have a couple of slots open in the global pool. So we can just do this. We can just do some recruiting while we're raiding here. We got a raid to get our fightiness up anyway. So we can get spider riders and stuff now. We can get chariots. I don't really even know what I want. Let's have a rock lobber. Rock lobbers seem to be pretty good. Well, actually, let's just pack his unit with, like, dudes first, shall we? Maybe that's a good idea. Alright, Barakvar is still 4 points off of being able to do this. Or 4 turns, rather. That's upgraded. Alright. We still won't be able to recruit the spider, though, right? Because you have to research this tech as well. And then we can get... Oh, just bonuses for spider riders. That doesn't even buff the spider anymore. Alright, well, let's see what happens when this army rushes Azeg the Slaughterer. What happens is he totally ruins it. Jesus, how's he doing so much damage? He's not even, like, visibly losing units here. Well, we're having Wogs come and go, apparently. They're not special at all. Alright. We've built up an awful lot of levels and forces and units. It's just about time to do the thing. Which, of course, means it's about time to end this video. I know. Listen, I'm disappointed too. But come back next time. We are going to have the biggest, bloodiest greenskin battle you've ever seen. And after we do that, we won't even be done with these guys. It's still going to take us like forever to cleanse these mountains. Actually, one thing before we go. Out of curiosity. They wouldn't even take peace. I was gonna offer them this. We'll just, we'll just take peace and you can join us and be underneath me in the power structure. And he is not even interested in just raw peace. Apparently, he thinks things are going a little differently than I think they're going. Well, come back next time to see who's right. And we'll see you then.